What happens if we take our planet and send an exact copy of it straight toward Earth? Right now, two Earths are flying directly toward each other, and the most terrifying thing about the laws of astrophysics is that these worlds will begin to die long before the actual impact. Very soon, there will be a head-on collision between two masses of 6 sextillion tons each. I will fast-forward the simulation 1,000 years into the future to find out the real question. Can a new Earth be reborn after an apocalypse like this? Buckle up. Let's start the simulation. Imagine that somewhere in the solar system, a second Earth suddenly appears. Same mass, same size, same oceans, atmosphere, and continents. At first glance, it seems like nothing terrible is happening yet. Two planets are simply flying toward each other through empty space. But in reality, the catastrophe has already begun. Each Earth has a mass of almost 6 septillion kilograms. And when two giants like this get close to each other, they begin pulling on one another with monstrous force. These are no longer two beautiful planets in orbit. These are two gravitational monsters slowly breaking each other apart before the impact even happens. Look closely. The shape of the planet is starting to stretch slightly. The oceans are no longer resting calmly on the surface. The water seems to pull away from the continents and flow toward the second Earth. If we were there at that moment, coastlines would already be disappearing under gigantic tides, while in other places, the sea would be pulling back for hundreds of kilometers. And the most terrifying part is, the main impact has not even happened yet. If two planets collide at a speed of at least tens of kilometers per second, the energy released would be on the order of 10 to the 33rd joules. This is not just the end of civilization. This is an event that would melt the crust, vaporize the oceans, and turn two Earths into one glowing ball of debris. What do you think? Would anything even remotely similar to our planet remain after something like this? Write your prediction in the comments, and in the meantime, I'll set up the simulation. And if you enjoy insane space experiments like this, subscribe, because the most interesting part is still ahead. And finally, this is the moment we started all of this for. The two Earths are now so close that it's almost impossible to see them as separate planets. They still have their shape: oceans, clouds, continents, but the line between them makes one thing clear. There is no going back. This is not just a beautiful contact point. This is where two entire worlds are colliding, each with a mass of almost 6 septillion kilograms. And all of that mass is trying to occupy the same place in space. At first, it almost looks soft, as if one Earth is gently pressing against the other. But that is an illusion. In reality, the crust is cracking. Oceans are being ripped from the surface, atmospheres are mixing, and rock is beginning to melt from the insane energy of the impact. The planets do not bounce away like billiard balls. They push inward. One Earth is literally slamming into the other, and the impact zone becomes a glowing molten seam where everything nearby disappears almost instantly. Cities, oceans, mountains, continents, all of it turns into vapor, dust, and molten rock. If we were watching from the surface, this would not look like a normal disaster movie. There would be no time to run. First, the sky would turn white from the flash. Then, the shockwave would travel through the entire planet. Within minutes, Earth would stop being a place where life could exist. Now look at the collision point. These bright eruptions are not just sparks. They are pieces of planetary crust thrown outwards so fast they turn into glowing debris. Some material escapes into space. Some will later fall back. But at this point, the whole system is already out of control. And this is where it gets disturbing. We are no longer just watching two objects collide. We are watching a new planet being born through the destruction of the old ones. Gravity pulls the material back toward the center, while the impact throws it outward, turning everything into a gigantic grinder of rock, metal, vapor, and fire. A few seconds ago, we could still recognize oceans and clouds. Now, the familiar shape of Earth is being erased right in front of us. The farther we pull back, the less it looks like two planets. It looks more like a small artificial star that suddenly ignited in the middle of orbit. This is the point of no return. At the beginning, we could still ask whether Earth might survive the impact. Maybe it would lose part of its surface but remain a planet. Now the answer is obvious. No. The Earth we knew is already dead. The oceans have evaporated. The atmosphere is gone. The crust is destroyed. And every living thing disappeared long before the two planets fully merged. But the most interesting part begins after the explosion, because in space, destruction is not always the end. gravity has not disappeared. This glowing cloud of debris will not simply fly away forever. Some material will fall back, some will remain in orbit, and from this chaos, an entirely new world could actually be born. The only question is, what kind of world will it be? A new Earth? A dead, burning planet? A giant ocean of magma? Or a planet surrounded by a ring of debris from which a new moon could one day form? Right now, we are only seeing the first minutes after the catastrophe. Next, we'll run the simulation far into the future and see what happened after 1,000 years. Did it cool down? Did it regain a normal shape? Did a new moon form from the debris? And is there even a small chance that a planet like this could ever recover? Let's speed up time and see what remains of the two Earths after 1,000 years. Now we speed up time and see what happened to Earth after the collision. The familiar Earth is gone. Instead of a blue planet with oceans and clouds, we are looking at a glowing sphere made from the debris of two worlds. The surface is still burning from the energy of the impact, and for a while, the planet almost looks like a small star. But gravity slowly takes control again. Everything that did not escape into space begins falling back. The molten mass pulls toward the center, and the chaos of debris slowly turns back into an almost round planet. Then something strange starts to happen. The planet begins cooling down. Parts of the surface darken, and near the equator, traces of water start appearing again. For a moment, it almost looks like hope, as if Earth might actually recover after all. But that illusion does not last long. After a collision like this, the planet no longer has a normal atmosphere, a stable climate, or the conditions needed for life. It keeps losing heat into space, and more of the surface becomes covered in ice. And after 1,000 years, the result is clear. This is no longer a glowing world, but a frozen, dead planet. As a physical object, Earth survived. Gravity pulled the debris back together, the shape returned, and the surface cooled. But Earth as a home for life did not survive. The oceans never fully returned, the atmosphere was destroyed, and the continents we knew disappeared forever. What remains after 1,000 years is not our planet, but a cold world born from the collision of two Earths. If you enjoy insane universe sandbox experiments like this, subscribe to the channel. And write in the comments what we should test next. Crash Earth into Jupiter, replace the moon with a black hole, or add a second sun to the solar system. I'll use the most interesting ideas for future videos. Thanks for watching.